It's time for the Coach Ronnie Hearne radio show on the exclusive home of Tarleton Athletics on 93.1 KSTV Country. Coming up, a recap of last week's game, a preview of upcoming opponents, and so much more. Now, let's head into the lobby of First Financial Bank and join the voice of the Texans, Mike Young, who's alongside the 11th-year head coach of the Texans, Ronnie Hearne.
And a very windy good afternoon to you. Mike Young here, along with the head coach of the Texans, Ronnie Hearne. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show at First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. Come on by and have some lunch with us. Papa John's Pizza in the house. Kiara Wright's in the house as well. We'll be talking to her a little bit later on, so come on by and say hi to Key. And, Coach, first thing I got to ask you is how did it feel not to play last night?
Well, it was a weird feeling. It was Wednesday night, no game. Didn't quite know what to do. I watched a little bit of the Spurs, and not the Spurs, the Mavericks and the Rockets. Caught a little bit of that. Also the Heat and the Oklahoma team. Okay.
Oh,
yeah, that was a good game, good matchup between the kid from Oklahoma and the kid from Miami. Those two great players. It was a pretty good matchup, pretty interesting game.
I guess if Forrest Gump was here, he'd say basketball is as basketball does. You don't play, you're going to watch anyway.
That's right.
So, well, last night there was one game that was played as TWU defeated Commerce 79-68. Now, you played both of those teams this weekend in a back-to-back, which is something I know you don't want to do, but, well, that's the schedule. Now, TWU is 9-9 and 5-4 in conference. Are they the real deal?
They are. Of course, we beat them here at Tarleton. That was our first conference game, I believe. And it was a tough game. It was a battle for 40 minutes. They run their offense really well. They got a really good kind of a motion offense where they set a lot of screens, cross screens and back screens and flex screens and on-ball screens. And they really execute their offense well. I think they're one of those teams that really know what their identity is with that motion offense they have, and then they're a really good half-court man-to-man team. So
that's really not very fair to you guys to have to play them after you play Commerce on Friday night, then you have an afternoon game. So effectively, you're going to be leaving as soon as you play your home game on Friday.
Well, the players may like that. We don't have to have a couple workouts before we play them. We just go play them, and we've already played them once, so that's really going to help us as we played them. Actually, this week with not having a game last night, we've had plenty of time to prepare for them. So we spent yesterday and today preparing for Texas Women's, and then Friday and Saturday, our two workouts will prepare for Commerce. So we've had plenty of time to work on Texas Women's and what they do and what we need to do against them offensively and defensively. So, and a lot of other teams have had to do this. I know Cameron had to do that. They played them the night before they came down here and played us. I think last week, West Texas, I think they had a home game one night, and then they went to Denton and played them the next night. So, pretty well everybody's had to do that.
Well, it comes around, goes around, I guess. Right. Now, Commerce has fallen to 3-14 on the year. They're 2-6 in conference. How much of a surprise is their record to you, considering the talent they have?
That's really a big surprise. I don't know exactly where I picked them in the preseason rankings, but I know I picked them pretty high. I probably picked them around 4 or 5, probably. I thought they'd finish at least that high, maybe higher, because they had a good year last year, one of the best years they've had in a while since they got that new coach. And they did well at the conference tournament. They upset Abilene Christian, co-champs in our conference, the first round. And so, and had basically everybody back. So they had a lot of momentum going into this season. So, there's a fine line sometimes there between having a really good season and things kind of going south on them right now. But, they definitely got talent. We definitely got to be prepared for them Saturday.
I guess this is one of those games where you hope they don't wake up.
They better not. We better not let them wake up.
Well, it was a big time, very physical win over Eastern New Mexico last Saturday. but Morgan Ashmore got nailed with a big-time injury. What's her status? How's she feeling? Is she going to be available at all the rest of the year?
Well, Morgan's in the house right now. She's over there playing with her cell phone. And hopefully she got me some pizza before it runs out.
She's a point guard. You know she'll do something.
She's ready to get an assist. And, Morgan, she's a big loss for our team. She started at that point guard position most of the season last year, led the conference in assists, really worked hard this summer, stayed here in Stephenville. And, I've been playing at the 2 guard, and in the Eastern New Mexico game, we switched that and put her at the 1 guard and put Kathy at the 2 guard. And, we scored 44 points that first half. So I guess offensively that definitely worked out well. And, she's out for the rest of the season, and we're definitely going to miss her. But she's got 2 years of eligibility left. I know she's going to come back strong and have 2 more really good years at Tarleton State.
Who replaces Morgan at point guard?
Raven McGrath. She came in that second half and pretty well played all that second half. Did a really good job. I know the coaches and her teammates have a lot of confidence in Raven. And, she's a good shooter. She's a good defensive player. And she's just going to have to learn to get out there and kind of run things for the team. And she's kind of quiet, but she's really got some good leadership skills. And so I know she'll do a good job. And then, the backup will be Kathy. Even though Kathy's a starter, Kathy will be the first sub to come in at the point guard position. And then we got Kiva Sue, and we got Courtney that can come in also and play point guard.
I was going to say, Raven seems to be a really quick read on things. I mean, she picks up on things quite a bit.
She does. Raven's just a tremendous young lady. She came here last year, didn't get to play hardly any at the beginning of the season, and towards the end of the season, she was really a difference maker for our team, and ended up really having a good freshman year. And then, this year she's been in the top rotation at the guard position, so Raven's ready to play.
It seems like every time we have one of those slam-bang games, Kiara steps up, sure enough, 39 points, 16 rebounds, 14th double-double, 49th double-double of her career, which is just astonishing. She, again, led the way when things got tough.
She did. 13 for 13 from the field. I don't know what the school record is, but it couldn't be any better than that, could it?
I was going to say, 13 for 13. Do you have any complaints about that?
No complaints.
Okay.
I guess we should have got her the ball about 10 more times. But, a lot of times she got fouled and went to the free throw line, and those don't count as a field goal attempt unless you make it. And, 16 rebounds. She also had 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals, and played 35 minutes. So that, definitely one of her best games since she's been at Tarleton State.
Well, Kiara's now just 10 points behind 6th place on the all-time scoring list. Misty Wilson's the next one in sight. That must cause for some good conversation.
Yeah, I don't think Misty even realizes that. She don't think about things like that. And but I did ask Coach Wilson about that here recently, and Bart definitely needs to announce that, when Kiara does pass Coach Wilson, because that's going to happen.
This is the Ronnie Hearne Show. Kiara Wright's in the house. We'll talk to her next when the Ronnie Hearne Show continues live from First Financial Bank right after this. It's the Ronnie Hearne Show live from First Financial Bank here on the Loop in Stephenville. I'm Mike Young, joined by the All-American Kiara Wright. And do you ever get tired of that phrase, All-American?
I don't hear it that much except for by y'all.
Really? No kidding.
Kind of.
So nobody says, hey, All-American, that's you.
Not that much.
They really don't. Wow, son of a gun. Well, Kiara, when you came here 4 years ago as a freshman out of Pittsburgh High School, did you envision anything like this here on the next level?
Not at all. I came here like 220, so I didn't think that I would even make it up and down the court as much as I do.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What kind of regimen did you put yourself through to get back in top shape like that?
Well, Coach Cole, I did a workout with him. Every day I was doing something with him. I never lifted with my teammates. I actually was doing one-on-one footwork drills with him every day.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you're a team captain this year, so what's your role in that? How do you handle that? Or do you?
It's kind of tough, but my role is, I guess it's just what Coach Hearne, whatever he wants me to do. So.
Okay, that's fair game. What does it mean to you to have Shanae back playing with you this year? Because last year, now you wore her number when she went down with an injury. Of course, you've got your original number now, 32, and Shanae's wearing 33. But that must help you tremendously.
Yeah, because that meant I couldn't get in foul trouble, and I like to foul. But I played with Shanae in high school. I played AAU with her, so we have a lot of chemistry. And so I'm really happy to have her back because we know each other and we know what each other's about to do. So I'm happy to have her and Carly back.
Coach Hearne said that you're the best passer or any post player he's ever coached. But you're known more for rebounds and points. What else do you do besides sell popcorn? I mean, it seems like you do everything.
I guess I do.
I'm glad she admitted it. Here on the Ronnie Hearne Show. Very glad. Well, talk about your last game against Eastern New Mexico. 39 points, perfect in the fourth, 13 of 13. Doesn't get any better than that. 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 3 steals. Was that your best game at Tarleton?
By far. Just because I didn't miss a shot, and I usually miss a few shots every game. So, yeah.
I was talking with Coach Hearne earlier, and I said, it seems like when the going gets really tough, when the physical games, come at us, it seems like you step up to the forefront first. Is that something that you kind of relish, the physical game rather than more than the finesse game, which some teams will throw at you?
Well, I'm pretty much the biggest person on the court, so kind of have to get it to me.
That makes sense. Yeah, especially if you're 13 of 13, we'll get it to you all night. Well, this weekend you have Commerce on Saturday, and then TWU on a rare Sunday afternoon game. How do you prepare for something like that, and what's the team got to focus on to win those 2 games?
Defense. That's something that we really need to work on. So hopefully we can get it together for those 2 games, because those are really big games. Those teams are both hungry, so we have to play team defense and help defense, because that's something we really struggle with.
TWU is having a very good year. Commerce seems to be the one who's the sleeping dog right now. They haven't had a very good year at all. In the parlance of what we'll call in the media a trap game, that could be it. You can't let your guard down against Commerce.
Yeah, every game they've played everyone close, so we're definitely not looking past them.
You've been so good here. You've whipped yourself into we'll call you a superstar player.
Thank you.
Because it really fits. Do you have any aspirations on going to the next level? Has the WNBA crossed your mind?
Not the WNBA. Maybe overseas. I'm really undecided right now. I really kind of don't want to think about it until after the season is over.
I can't blame you there. But you've got such a great, resume. I mean, from what you've accomplished, especially in the last 2 years, and especially how you got there, teams, whether it be overseas or here in the United States, they can't help but see that. It seems.
Well, I'll let you know after the year, after the season.
Okay. Promise.
I promise.
Okay, good deal. Because the season's not going to end right away.
Right. Maybe in April.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. April. So, anything else you'd like to throw out to anybody who's ever? We have a lot of people here eating Papa John's pizza, etc. And one of the things too that I tell them, I go, if you don't have a chance this year to come out and see you, Brianna, and also Shanae in the final times at Wisdom Gym, I think you're really missing it, because this is a special group.
Well, we're just, I don't know, it's kind of emotional. It's like flying by. And so, just kind of want to take it 1 week at a time, not rushing anything.
Well, as a broadcaster, I love calling your games. I look at it and I see what's going on underneath, and I'm kind of amazed at all the times you're able to get to the hoop, even if you have 2 or 3 players hanging on you, and you're still able to get there. Not a lot of people can do that, and you're one of them. And I think that Tarleton is extremely lucky to have you as a leader, as a player, as a person too. I mean, class doesn't exactly show up all the time, and it does with you.
Thanks. Well, I'm just glad to be here. I picked the right place.
Well, we really appreciate having you here. Kiara Wright, everybody. Come on out and see her Saturday at Wisdom Gym as the Texans will be playing Commerce, and then on Sunday they'll be playing Texas Woman's University. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show, live from First Financial Bank. More after this. It's the Ronnie Hearne Show, live from First Financial Bank on the Loop in Stephenville. Papa John's Pizza in the house. Come on by, have lunch on us. And, of course, we'll be giving some things away, too, in just a little while, so that's yet to come. And, Coach, I got to ask, is there somebody who maybe has the legal smarts to get Kiara one more year?
I'd have to check with our compliance director. I don't know, NCAA, get her a fifth year. That would really be nice.
There's got to be a loophole somewhere.
She loves to play, and she is a great leader. You know, she actually had a tooth pulled the day before yesterday and missed practice yesterday morning, and I think it was a wisdom tooth, and she was in a whole lot of pain and wasn't able to come to practice, and I really missed her. You know, I missed her voice more than anything. I know when Shelby Adamson was here and she graduated and came back for the alumni game, you know, I told her that's one thing I missed about her was her voice. You know how verbal Shelby was, and Kiara's the same way in practice and out on the court, and she really gets our team going and talks and helps her teammates, and you know, that's a true All-American when someone's out there and they're trying to help their teammates. And you know, and I've told our team a story about a couple of All-Americans. I played with one, my son played with one, and the one I played with at ACU when the game was out of reach, and you know, guys like me got in the game. He was always trying to get us the ball. He wasn't worried about his stats, his points, and that's a sign of a true All-American. That's what Kiara is.
I think it's amazing to me how Kiara got herself into such condition to where she could go ahead and match up against anybody.
That's right. You can give her a lot of credit for that, and like she said, Coach Cole, because that freshman year was, you know, the key year for Kiara. And I know when we used to run sprints, we used to give her a little bit of a head start in the sprints, you know, and now, you know, she's out there ahead of most of them, and you know, and you got to be in great shape. You got to have that stamina to play college basketball at a high level, and you know, credit goes to her and Coach Cole.
When I played basketball in high school, I hated those. They call them gassers. Oh no, I didn't want any part of that.
Right.
I'm glad to be a broadcaster rather than a player, I think.
Right.
Well, now we talked about you know, losing Morgan Ashmore. Kathy Thomas was moved up to shooting guard, so this obviously is a move to free her up for more shots because she's pretty accurate.
Definitely, she's a great three-point shooter. She's got a great mid-range game. She can go to the basket, and I think she feels more comfortable at one of our wing positions. And you know, we got another one on the other side, Brianna Bledsoe. That's a great player and having a great senior year. You know, Brianna really had a great game against Eastern New Mexico. She had 6 rebounds, 12 points, 8 assists, and 3 steals against Eastern New Mexico. And you know, so Raven's got some really good players to get the ball to, Kiara and Shanae and Brianna and Kathy.
I was going to ask because Brianna had a very nice line, but she didn't get to the foul line once. That's your best free throw shooter, so that's kind of like the good and the bad.
Yeah, I don't know if the officials missed some calls in that game. We shot a lot of free throws in that game against Eastern. I think we shot 33 and they shot 18. So, but I felt like we should have shot a bunch more. Eastern was a really, really physical team, and I think they got away with some fouls that the referees maybe didn't see. So hopefully we'll get Brianna to the free throw line Saturday against Commerce.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, your turnovers went down to 8. Not bad there. What caused the turnovers to shrink like that?
I have no idea. No idea on that one. You know, 8 turnovers, you'd like to have that every game. So hope that's something, a trend that we can continue.
You know, great shoot against Eastern New Mexico as well. 53% in the first half, and I was thinking, well, that's terrific. I mean, if you can match that, then you're going to be in great shape. Well, you did 72% in the second half.
Right, and we ended up with 62% for the game, and Eastern ended up, 37% for the game. But, we attempted 48 shots, and they attempted 67, so they attempted much more shots. And I guess the big area that really concerns me and something we really worked on this week is Eastern got 40% of their missed shots on the offensive boards, and we got 6% of our missed shots. So we really stressed that this week. Our wing players going to the boards, both our post players going to the boards, and Commerce is a really good rebounding team. Matter of fact, that's probably half of their offense. Miss it, go get it, put it back in. And so we got to do a great job Saturday on the defensive boards against Commerce, and we got to get our share of the offensive rebounds.
Your opponents have really been putting up a lot of threes against you of late. 24 came in this game this last Saturday,
right.
And of course West Texas, they put up 15 in one half. I think they had in the 20s or 30s, if I remember the stats right. So they're trying to expose you from the outside, and if they make them, well, great. But if they don't make them, well, you got to live by the three, die by the three.
Right. WT didn't just put them up; they made them.
They made them too, yeah.
And Eastern made a pretty good percentage. And one thing about threes, a lot of times that's a longer rebound. It comes off a little harder, and that's why it's so important for your guards to block out and beat defensive rebounding.
The Texans are ranked 19th in the country, and they've only dropped 5 spots despite 3 losses. And to me, that indicates a good sign of respect from the voters.
Well, that's good, and layly our losses have been to some pretty good teams. WT on the road. Cameron, even though they hadn't done well in conference, I think they still have a winning record. I think they were 8-1 coming into conference, and I don't look at it that close. I don't know what the other teams are doing above us and below us too much. Kind of keep up with WT and Mesa since they're in our region.
We've got some things to give away, which we're going to do in just a moment. Still some Papa John's Pizza left. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show, live from First Financial Bank in Stephenville. Back with more after this. And back live we are at First Financial Bank. This is the Ronnie Hearne Show, and time for the portion of the show where we give things away. Coach, who wins this week?
All right, our first winner today is Cameron Best. Cameron
Best.
All right.
He saunters up to the easel and picks up.
All right, got a hat.
A Tarleton hat.
All right, our second winner is Samuel Winters. All right.
Oh, another one.
That's the Tarleton students winning today.
Plowboys are scoring.
Yeah, we got the Plowboys here. Great, camouflage cap.
That's the camo hat from First Financial Bank.
All right, and our last winner is an old Cisco kid, Tim Turnbow. Tim
Turnbow. And Tim picks up a shirt.
All right, Tim got a shirt. Great. Congratulations, Tim.
Very, very nice. Well, 2 games in 2 days.
Right.
That's not something you normally do.
Not normally, but we've done it before. We've done it twice this year. In our classic, we won both those games. Went to Texas Women's, played 2 good teams in that classic, won both of those games. So it's not like it's something we've never done before. And it's something you got to do when you go to the conference tournament, you go to the regional tournament. You got to play back to back. So here it is, and we're going to be ready for it, Mike.
And something else too is that you've already got a book on TWU this year because you played it once, beat them in Wisdom Gym, so you kind of have an idea what they're about.
We do, and we started out man-to-man in that game, and we had a difficult job. It was difficult to guard them playing man-to-man. We went to our zone. That really worked well against them. And I know in the past they've struggled against people who's played a zone against them. So we're going to be prepared to play man-to-man our zone and see which one works the best and stick with it.
And something I didn't mention too, Kiara Wright was the offensive player of the week this last week.
Right, and I think I saw on our website, since she's been at Tarleton, that's 14 times she's been the Lone Star Conference Player of the Week.
Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty tough to match for anybody there.
No kidding. Have you ever been a part of something like that for any player? I mean, you've been around for a while, so have you seen anybody come close to doing the things that she's done?
Well, I haven't. And, we've had some great players here. I could name a bunch of them off, but Katie Crawford was a great player. She was the first point guard we had when I came here. She had a great career. And, we had Shelby Adamson, another player, was honorable mention All-American that was great defensively and offensively both, and got a lot of honors. And then Kiera, I've just been blessed to really coach some great players like that. And those kind of players are definitely hard to replace. Once they graduate, it's real difficult. You keep looking for another one just like them, but it's hard to find.
They don't grow on trees. Finally, before we let you go, because we have to do this, got to do it now, who do you like in the Super Bowl?
I want Denver to win, but I'm picking Seattle.
Are you really?
Yeah. My middle grandson and I have a little side bet on that game. And my bet's on Seattle, but I wish Denver would win. So I don't know if I want the money for my grandson or if I want Denver, to come out on top.
I like Denver by 4.
I think it's going to be a great game.
I think it is too. I think it's going to be a good one. All right, Coach, we'll see you Saturday.
All right, 5 o'clock.
All right, it's been the Ronnie Hearne Show here at First Financial Bank. We will see you Saturday. 4:45 is the airtime here on the Mighty 93. So until then, we'll see you at Wisdom Gym.